In yesterday's Solana video, I told you that we were forming this symmetrical triangle pattern and we were going to have a breakout to the upside as the RSI was showing strength and breaking out of this descending pattern. However, right now we have started to find some sort of resistance at this level. What key things can we look at to see whether we're going to be able to continue on this push back to the upside, or whether we're going to see a bit of a further dip towards the downside? So guys, this is looking at the Solana US dollar on the 4-hour chart. So about 8 hours ago we had a touch of around $165, and since then we have started to put in a couple of red candles. And if we look down below at the relative strength index, we can see that we were approaching overbought levels, and we did touch overbought levels before then pushing down to the downside, and this is something we can see happening here. If we look down at the 4-hour MACD, we're still looking quite bullish, but actually if we jump into the 1-hour MACD, then we can see that we've just had this cross with the blue line dipping just below the orange line, and when that happens, that does indicate that we're about to see a bit of a push back towards the downside. However, that's only on the 1-hour chart and not necessarily as significant as it would have been on the 4-hour or perhaps the daily. So we could well be seeing a bit of a slowdown in the price. But as I tell you time and time again, when we have these breakouts and we miss the boat, not to jump on the train which is still moving, but to wait, because often they come back and they come back for a retest. And I'm not saying it's going to come back all the way down to this yellow line or even down to this white line at $133. Very much dependent on the Bitcoin price, which has obviously been performing strongly. If we look at the Fibonacci retracement, then we can see probably where we're going to come back to. So guys, jumping back to the 4-hour chart, we can see this Fibonacci tool is showing us something significant has just happened. We came up and we pretty much to the dollar touched this line here at 160 or just below $166, and subsequently has resulted in us taking this dip. If we look previously, last time we came up when we touched this, we did dip down. But what is significant, guys, was this breakthrough here. As you know, guys, previous lines of resistance then turn into support. So what is significant for us is we've been playing around in these two levels down here, and now we've broken through, and hopefully as long as we can hold this as support, then we're going to continue with our bullish run. So what are our key levels? At the moment we're at $159. We need to be able to maintain ourselves above $153. If we look at this 0.382, guys, if we saw previously we came up and found this as resistance, we then flipped it into support. It came into resistance again, and now is likely going to be providing us with a good deal of support. So in my opinion, we're going to stay above this level. If we do take a dip below this level, then we could potentially see another good buying opportunity. In terms of the price targets, the price target for this smaller yellow triangle pattern is going to be from the height here to the bottom, and we can drop it at our breakout point. And as you can see, guys, that pretty much brings us up to around $182. Don't be surprised if we do find ourselves getting stuck at around the 618, where we could potentially see more sideways action and a couple of bumps up, because if we look back previously, again, this was a significant area of support and resistance. But if we're able to break through that 0.618, then something much bigger is potentially on the table, and that would be if we come up and we take a height of this falling broadening wedge, and then we can see that would take us all the way up to $226. And what's significant about that, guys, is once again we'll then be moving up into a new level, and it's usually, you can see these points, they sort of stick around the levels of previous support and resistance, bearing in mind that that level there is previous all-time high, and if we weren't able to break it, we could be potentially putting in a double top there, which is ultimately something that is very bearish, but that won't be happening for quite some time. I think Bitcoin is now starting to look really strong. We've seen the US dollar take a bit of a turn, and if the US dollar is going to fall, then the rest of the crypto market is going to be looking to make some moves after a bit of a quiet September. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.